Most Marvel Snap players think they know how to build a deck. You grab your strongest cards, you mix in some counters, maybe you copy a list off the internet. And then you wonder, why am I stuck at rank 70? Why do I keep losing cubes? I don't think anybody told you that there is a small little secret to deck building. And when you see it, it's going to be like flipping a switch. Your decks are going to go from random piles of cards to just really lean and mean cube creating machines. So stick with me. I'm going to show you one of the techniques that I know many of us use to build decks. So here's what everyone messes up. Everyone messes up that Marvel Snap only gives you 12 cards, and every single slot is precious. You cannot treat your deck like a buffet where I'm gonna just add a little bit of this and let me throw in a Cosmo and a Shang-Chi and yeah, I'll add Enchantress too, and then you end up with like 5 or 6 tech cards because you're combating and your deck's gonna do nothing because the stars are just not aligning. Your opponent is playing a card and a deck that you're hoping they play a certain way so you can react to it. But the truth is, that's why you're losing cubes. I've tested this myself. I took a Silver Surfer deck and I ran it with 4 tech cards. Over 100 games, I bricked my opening hand 40-ish% of the time, 41% to be specific. Now think about that. Almost half of my games, dead hand, 0 synergy, nothing but panic buttons. And players forget that all the time, that Snap, most importantly, is a synergy game. It's not about the biggest card. It's not about reactions either. The trick of making your deck consistent revolves around the idea of you making your end of the engine consistent, not praying that you have the ability to counter theirs. I'll give you examples. Bounce players, they might overload into the idea of what Kitty Pryde can potentially do, and then Kitty Pryde doesn't fill into the curve right. We've even seen Destroy players start to jam in cards like Enchantress, depending on the meta, and then they sit there with Deadpool in their hand doing absolutely nothing. But my personal favorite, though, is a Galactus list that runs Armor and Shang-Chi, because if you're gonna ruin a Ferrari, the way you do it is just by throwing a snowplow on the front. So I have a resolution for you. Here's the fix. The fix is called 6-3-2-1. Follow that rule and it'll make your decks much more consistent. Once again, 6-3-2-1. Starting with the 6. The 6 is focusing towards the core cards of your engine. For example, let's say a Silver Surfer deck. You're running Silver Surfer, Brood, and you're playing into the synergies of what you want that engine to be. Maybe you throw in a Gladiator, Polaris, etc. Now, as for the 3, those are your enablers. Those are typically smaller cards, sometimes a bigger card, but typically smaller cards that allow your engine to run smoothly. If we're talking Silver Surfer, for example, you're looking at cards like Nova, or on the other end of it, something like Sarah. As for the 2, that's kind of where I think you should be playing your tech list. The how am I combating my opponent? Pick 2 cards that you want to have interact with your opponent's side, and if they happen to have synergy with your own, it's even better. Obviously, if you're seeing cards like Shuri be regularly present, maybe it's time for a Shang-Chi, or if you're seeing Galactus everywhere, bring Cosmo to the party. The last piece is probably the most fun one because it's your flex card. What are you doing that makes your deck different than everyone else's? Is it a surprise Quake? Is it RNG that throws into Emperor Hulkling, which is very prominent in the tournament scene? That's the system. Again, 6-3-2-1. It looks simple, and for the most part it is, and it does work, but let me just give you some reference examples. So looking at the current meta, I took a Silver Surfer list because we're being consistent in the theme here of Silver Surfer being a very flexible deck. It's an archetype that I think is a great example to show how small changes can completely flex out what the deck can potentially do. So the first one is focusing towards a lot of tech. It's got Gladiator, it's got Negasonic Teenage Warhead, it's got Moon Knight for playing out the opponent a little in a different manner, and then Fenris Wolf to make all of those things happen in the right order. And I played nearly 30 games with it and straight up broke even with a negative win rate. Then I switched it around. We went to something that's much leaner, a 6-3-2-1. And I was gonna do 20 games, I was gonna do 30 games, but it was doing so well, it pushed to 40, and then I had an 83% win rate. And that happened just because I trimmed the fat. Take a look at the difference in the build here. This build is focusing towards enablers like Okoye, Forge, Nova, allow the big cards to happen. Then it's got a load of threes that are making the cool things happen. Your flex element is the movability of Rocket, Raccoon, and Groot. Like, Galacta gives you extra power. There's a lot of things that are happening here, but they all synergize together and have just enough to counter what your opponent is doing. At the time of doing this one, Red Guardian was an incredibly relevant counter card, and Killmonger was an incredibly relevant counter card. They synergized with the deck, and I was able to make the tech work into the engine. And again, it's not just Silver Surfer. I'm just using that as a reference. You can do a free-to-play destroy list that really leans into destroy, and you've got, you know, Nova and Killmonger and Carnage and just making the death line happen, staying consistent in that way. Even with Sarah Control, that works as only needing 2 tech cards. For the most part, you can have it be a catch-all of just having Shang-Chi and Enchantress if you're gonna run that style of deck, and you cover about 80% of most of the threats that are out there. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but it is an incredibly strong guide to help you build a better deck. And the best part is, this strategy works as you build your collection. So whether you're Series 2, the rules can still apply. As you grow and get more Series 4 and 5 cards, those also apply as well. So it doesn't matter where you are in your Marvel Snap journey, 6321 does work. So here's what I want you to do. Go take a look at your favorite deck and audit it. Count the slots. Do I have 6 core enablers? Do I have, 6 core cards? Do I have 3 enablers? Do I have 2 tech cards? Do I have a flex card? What can I change? What can I adjust? What can I rebalance? And then try it again. Did you build a confident deck, or is it straight up panic in Marvel Snap? I bet you with a little bit of an adjustment, you'll see a difference. Track your cubes. And when you do, come back here, comment down below, and let me know the before or after. And did your win rate go up? And if you want even more hidden secrets, go ahead and subscribe down below, hit that like button, because, well, I'm also gonna show you the 5 cards that actually secretly got buffed. As always, see you next time.